What if you only have one shot? One shot at proving yourself. One shot at making a difference. One shot at being your best self, living your life. Now just imagine for a moment, now you're going to have to bear with me here, just imagine for a moment that you're a football player, okay? You're a football player. Try it on for size. Not just any football player though. You are the football player who's been chosen to take the next penalty shot for your national Ecuadorian team to get through to that semi-finals, that World Cup semi-finals. Just imagine you have been chosen. Where in your life have you got one shot? One shot to get that interview right. One shot to have your business pitch listened to and taken on board. Or one shot to have your artistic talents recognized. Okay, come back to the footballer, okay? You're there in front of the goal. It's your one time. You're going to make history. You are going to change everything and everyone is watching. Do you think you get distracted? Of course you wouldn't get distracted. You've trained for years to do that one thing, that one shot. And yet I believe most people these days are living their life distracted. Would you not agree?
Yes.
Their phones, the social media thread, maybe just catching that YouTube clip of your favorite person. We're living our life distracted. But I believe some people are living their life with the ultimate distraction. What is the ultimate distraction? The ultimate distraction is living someone else's life. Living someone else's, up to someone else's expectations. Maybe it's the society. Maybe it's your family. But trying to people please. Trying to get that recognition. Let me tell you a story about Lucy. Lucy was amazing. She was one of the socialites at university. She loved to dance, she loved to party, she loved to entertain. She worked hard, but when she got to the end of her degree, she didn't really know what she wanted to do. Had no real clue. So what did she do? She go and asked her dad. Now her dad had always wanted to be an accountant. Accountancy's for you. You'll be really good at it. You can have it any time. You can take it around the world. You could always be an accountant. So she thought, hey, what? I've got nothing else I would prefer to do. Why don't I give that a try? So she joined a very good accountancy practice. She worked hard. She got promoted. She worked harder and got promoted again. And then she was headhunted to join Goldman Sachs, that very prestigious American investment bank. And there too, she worked jolly hard. All as God sends, one could say. She still squeezed in that socializing when she could, though. And she got promoted and promoted, because that's what she thought she needed to do. She needed to follow the footsteps of her boss or her contemporaries. Worked harder and harder. She did have dreams. She had that dream of finding that husband and having that good job and salary and a nice house. And sure enough, that handsome man came along. They met in July, got married in December. How amazing is that? She was happy and everything was on a roll. But she continued to work all hours God sent and started to sacrifice sleep to get things done. Have you ever done that? Mm-hmm. Sacrifice sleep to get things done? Yes. Worked all hours God sent. Wake up exhausted. But she kept going because that's what she thought she needed to do. She kept going and going. She'd love to have a family, but actually she was too busy. No time for that. She's feeling pretty stressed, feeling rather overwhelmed, starting to feel really anxious. Her brain started not working properly. She couldn't be creative. She just couldn't think straight. What was going on? Everything looked good on the outside, so she played the game, kept going. Until one day when she was 35 years old, she collapsed in the office. She collapsed in the office and she spent the next 6 months in the psychiatric hospital. She lost her job, her salary, her husband left. She lost her home, her dreams were shattered. But you know what? Lucy isn't on her own. Lucy is like many people these days. Did you know that the World Health Organization sees stress as a global health epidemic? Did you know that? Did you also know that every single disease you can think of, it's been, research has shown that actually there's a stress link. Every single disease you can think of. And it makes sense, doesn't it? Disease. What a great word. Dis-ease. That's what stress is. I need a bit more water, I've noticed. Excuse me. Thank you. Bear with me. But there's some good news. There is some good news. You have a choice. You have a choice about how you live your life. And you do not have to sacrifice your health for wealth or sacrifice to live someone else's life. You can choose to thrive instead. Now, if I could turn back the clock and I could give Lucy some advice, what would it be? I'd reckon I'd give her 5 pieces of advice, 5 things that she needs to master. The first thing that she needs to master is have a really strong compass, a really strong foundation so she knew where she was and where she was going. The next thing I would recommend that she did was manage her charge, her energy and vitality. Would you not agree that if you've got energy and vitality, you think you can do anything? Yes?
Yes.
The third thing you need to master is your capacity to manage how you get things done. If you don't, you can just easily feel overwhelmed. And the fourth thing is about connection. You know, if you can build healthy relationships that really work, you can have impact and influence. And the last recommendation would be contribution. Find purpose and meaning in everything you do. So what are you going to do when you graduate? What are you going to do when you leave here? Are you going to follow somebody else's dream? Or are you going to honor what's right for you? Now, I want to tell you one more thing about Lucy. Lucy's name's not Lucy. Lucy's story is my story. So if you want to write your story and you've got one shot at writing your story, make sure you are holding the pen and choose to thrive. Thank you.